Let's talk about the big game tonight.
Got a game tonight. That's right. You got Lakers versus the Warriors. Both teams maybe overachieving the last couple of months. Obviously, Lakers get Luka, and so that kind of changed the fortune, or at least the expectations from them a little bit. Jimmy Butler going to revive the Warriors, who are now 15-5 with Jimmy. Great record. And then they're 12-0, Rob. 12-0 when they have this starting lineup that they start right now. It's a small one. You got Butler, you got Pajinski, you got Steph Curry, Green, and then Moody, which is a small lineup. In the 1990s and early 2000s, NBA is like, man, I wish y'all had rolled out here with this lineup. But it's working for them. They're 12-0 with this lineup going up against the Warriors tonight in L.A. Should be a good one. Everybody's going to be there for that one. I might try to pull up a last-minute something. It didn't work out for me last time.
No, it didn't work out.
With that being said, though.
Set it up as far as what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so this question becomes, I just told you, 15-5 with Jimmy Butler. Lakers have had a good run for the most part since about mid-January. The question becomes, now that both teams have that jolt, who goes further in the playoffs? And that is the question between the Lakers and the Warriors. Who's going to be able to advance? Who's going to be able to have a deeper playoff push? Who you got?
I'm going to say the Lakers could beat the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as high. Chris is high on the Lakers. I'm not that high on the Lakers.
Damn, I thought he moved back to L.A., throwing up the West Side.
I mean, I was a little surprised at how high he really is high on the Lakers, and I can see them getting knocked out depending on who they play. Mm-hmm. And I get Luka and all that. You look at those two and you say to yourself, you got two all-time greats already. And I know Luka hasn't won anything, and he's still a young player, 25, but he gives you problems, and we've seen that. He got to the finals last year.
Mm-hmm.
But defensively, they scare me as far as making any kind of real run, depending on the matchups. The Warriors, I just don't know. I mean, even with the run, it took a lot just to get kind of where they are.
Yeah,
they didn't separate themselves from anybody because they were in such a hole. And I don't see the Warriors or the Lakers getting there. But if I had to pick one, I'd say I could see the Lakers winning a round and the Warriors not winning a round.
Yeah, my expectations.
Is that ridiculous or no?
No. I think my expectations remain the same. I expect the Lakers to, between both teams, if they both get in, I expect the Lakers to go further. Be a couple of reasons why. Steph Curry is going to have great games 95% of the time for them. Jimmy Butler will have some good games, but Steph is going to have to be Steph at all times. Whereas if LeBron gave you an 18, 10, and 8 game, not his best, maybe wasn't most efficient. Well, that's the night Luka may have went crazy and put up 45, 50, and we all know that's not crazy for Luka. That's the night Austin Reeves has been playing some of the best, the best basketball of his life right now. Draymond Green, while he's going to give you amazing stuff on the defensive end, he might give you a triple single, 6, 6, and 6, 7, 5, and 4, and you need it more that night. So my question becomes, do I trust Pajinski? Do I trust Moody? Do I trust some of those younger guys, Kuminga, to step up for the Warriors throughout a series? And I don't, like I do when like I said, you got Luka if LeBron's off that night, or if Luka's inefficient, you got LeBron and you got Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent, who's been playing pretty well, and Rui when he's back up and running and feeling good and healthy too. So I think the Lakers have a better chance because their best player is still in his prime in Luka, whereas Steph still playing some really good basketball without a doubt, averaging 27, 28 a game since Jimmy Butler, but he can't have an off night, Rob. He can't. The shot's not falling. They just won't win.
And the thing that's crazy, we've seen them in like play-ins where they've lost.
Yeah.
Like
for
Warriors.
Sure. And they lost to the Lakers
right
before. And last point, or at least another point, the one thing the Warriors do have an advantage of, I think there's a sense of urgency that I'll give them credit that I think they have. And I sense that I do think from Steve Kerr, bunch of titles himself as a player, bunch of titles as the coach, Steph Curry, a bunch of titles, Draymond titles. I think there is a sense of urgency that they'll play with at times that I think some other teams will be like caught off guard with because they know exactly what it takes. They've been to a gang of finals. So I'll give them that. They have that in their corner. But at the end of the day, if I'm going prime Luka, 25, 26-year-old Luka, in a 7-game series, when the possessions slow down, each possession matters more, and I got LeBron and Austin Reeves, 3 guys who are great with the ball in their hands and making decisions, I got to go with that team. So I think they go further.
Yeah.
That's a lot to deal with.
I mean, and both are not coming in
world beaters.
Right, like world beaters. I really don't, and I get, like, we get caught up in the nostalgia of it. You know, the names and the legendary careers that they've had, so you always don't want to count them out. Oh, I'm not. That's what people said about Patrick Mahomes, right? Despite how they played, despite how he played, what did people say? I'm not picking him against Patrick Mahomes.
Stop bringing it up. That man was in the Super Bowl, right?
But still, you get
that was the Super Bowl.
But you get my point.
I get your point.
My point is that if you really looked at the team,
they weren't great.
They weren't. They weren't great. And the Eagles were way better. Would you agree on both sides of the ball?
It ended up being chalk, meaning like they're better on both fronts. The bigs and the offensive and defensive lines are beast,
and they
that's
proved
ultimately
it.
what it was.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is. But I still heard, I'm not betting against.
But
Patrick
who are
Mahomes.
the Eagles in this case in the West? That will be the question. Is it the Thunder? Do we believe in the Thunder that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that, but I think we heard that too, and I'm just going to say it with Denver, and obviously the older players not as young, but. People still weren't buying into, okay, the Joker, put up all his points. I'll wait till he wins a championship. People didn't buy into Jason Tatum and them. They kept winning all these games. Mm-hmm. They got into the I think they were 12-3 before they get into the final, and people were still questioning how good they were. And I get it that OKC is a young team.
24.3 or something.
But they have played well all year.
They have.
And I still
they played well last year.
And I still like Denver better. I do. I like Denver better than the Lakers. I like Denver better than the Warriors. I do. And you saw that. Who did we just have on? Was it Chris who said
what
that 12-0? That the
I think it was 9 and something against the Warriors. Yeah, like 9-1 or something crazy.
9
like that.
Straight or whatever. I think that's what he said. I can't remember exactly, but you know what I mean. Like the Denver Nuggets dominate the Warriors.
They're a problem because
they dominate
Jokic,
the Lakers.
But it's the issue. Now the good thing for the Lakers is they've beaten the Nuggets now because they have potentially night in night out a wash for Jokic. Meaning, all right, if he's doing Jokic like stuff, 34, 12, and 10, that's a normal night for Luka as well. And then it comes down to, does Jamal Murray outplay LeBron? And does their third best player, Michael Porter Jr., outplay
Reeves?
We've
seen Jamal against the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's on another.
He'd be hibernating until he's like, wait, we playing the Lakers? And he wakes up like crazy. But I do think the Nuggets are much more vulnerable this year than years past. And I do think there's also a blueprint on how to beat them. The Timberwolves really showed that. If you throw a bunch of bodies at Jokic, young athletic bodies, and you just make it. And the Lakers did that a couple times. They beat them this season.
In that series, they came back. I mean, they did. Of it.
But I'm just saying where
it wasn't like they stopped them and they found a formula.
100%,
right? Because they went to a game 7.
But I think and even the Lakers this season when they've beaten them, what the teams are saying is, all right, Jokic, we're gonna make you work like crazy, and you're gonna get 28, 12, but it's gonna be somebody else, and that's the one thing the knock with the Nuggets. Nobody else. Murray, has his nights for sure, but
Murray
is
just
good
didn't
at
play
creating their own shot. It ain't Brown. It ain't Gordon. He's played well, but he's not. You can't just give him the ball and say, go get one. They don't have that. And I think in the playoffs, that's why maybe the team has underachieved. Because if you got Jokic, you think we should be in the finals kind of 2-3 years in a row because that's historically what happens when you have that kind of guy, right? Kobe, I'm in the finals all the time. Shaq, I'm in the finals all the time like that. LeBron, I'm in the finals all the time like Steph Curry.
But not everybody. I mean, Giannis made it once,
And that's what's disappointing for Giannis. It's like, dude, you're so dominant. I'm going to need some more finals appearance for how talented you are.
Yeah, I just
like
think,
Bird did it, Magic did it, Isaiah Thomas did it.
I just think you saw with LeBron, too, like him getting hurt. It's always, when you're that age, there's always a chance that you're not going to be being able to have your all every night in a series.
I mean, obviously. He is 40-something.
No, I know. I'm just saying, though.
That's crazy.
But he's been hurt. Yeah.
But that's the good thing, too, again, with having Luka. Luka, we saw last year, literally, drag the Dallas team that you're like, they got some pieces, but drag them to the finals and won a game or two. I won a game. So
yeah, but he wasn't great then after that.
He wasn't. But so if you got that, I just think that's, to me, ultimately. I got 3 guys in Reeves, LeBron, and Luka with the ball in their hands when a possession matters, who can get their own or create. That's a lot to deal with.